Okay, so now I'm gonna pipe you a cherry blossom, or, I mean, it could be a cherry blossom if it was pink. If I had two different bags with two different colors, or I had striped my bag, I could make you a pansy, but I'm gonna show you how to pipe it anyway, and you can sort out the coloring. Wide end in the middle, narrow end towards the outside of the rose nail, and the tip is almost flat. You can see it's just slight, maybe 15 degrees. You want the wide end in the center of the rose nail, and you're gonna squeeze, turn the rose nail, and pull back. So again, it's that sort of horseshoe shape. I don't know if you can see that petal. What we do is tuck the tip underneath, and we repeat. And then we repeat, and you should be able to get 5 pretty little petals here. There we go. And what you have to be creative here. I can do it with this. We can put little tendrils in the center. You can put 3 little dots. There we go. And you can take this flower and give it a little molding. If you had decorator buttercream, and put this, say, in a paper towel tube or a toilet paper tube cut horizontally, and then it would get some dimension to it. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers here to work on, and I'll come back and show you another. Okay, so I've got my green in the bag with the number 4 tip, which I use to create a few little stems or vines, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, I want to be perfectly honest with you. This icing's a little bit stiff for vines, so you get a little bit of cracking, but basically you just touch down where you want to start the vine. So touch and then lift and sort of create your vine. See how it broke there? That's because it's a little bit on the stiff side. I'll take a little bit more and kind of come up this way with it, and I'll come this way, and we'll sort of end it there. So there's some basic vines, and what we can do with that is pipe. We could pipe these little flowers, the sweet peas or rosebuds on vines, but what I've done is put this 352 tip, which is actually a leaf tip. And see how it looks like a little bird's beak? That's the way you want to hold it, straight up and down, not flat, but straight up and down. And when you have it up and down, you can pipe little itty bitty flower petals or leaves, just like I did on this one that look really pretty. So you just squeeze, let it come to a point, and pull. I'm gonna turn this, squeeze, and you can put 2, you can put 3, you can do it in, you could have all sorts of colors here, but I'm just being kind of lazy and just sticking with the colors I had. I'll put another one up here so it looks like our flower is finished. Generally, we work with petals like 3 in groupings of 3 or 5 odd numbers, because even numbers just don't look as pretty. So spinning, I'm putting 3 little petals, pulling. So I'm squeezing, pulling, and releasing. Squeeze, pull, and release. The more gently you squeeze, the smaller your little leaf or petal will be. These petals or this tip can be used for any number of things. It can be used for regular leaves. It could be used for making ferns. If I switch this tip, let's see if we can switch it out. I don't want to bore you here, but I'm going to put the petal tip on the green so I can give you a sort of an idea. Let me see if I can get enough green out of here. I got to squeeze out the yellow. Okay. Now, if I'm really... So I've transferred the 352 tip to the green bag just to show you how how to pipe a couple of leaves. The leaves are the same as the petals, and you could make them bigger by squeezing harder and making them kind of flop, You can keep them tiny by putting less pressure. You can make little itty bitty ones so they look like ivy leaves. Or you can even make sort of a ruffled leaf if you want and pull it out. So there's all sorts of things you can do with the same tip. If you want it ruffled, you just lift, 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 and pull. So you've got kind of a longer leaf, a shorter leaf, or a ruffled leaf. You have all sorts of possibilities with this 352. The 70 is the other tip that you make flowers with, but that tip has got, or the icing has got to be super soft for that one to work. My recommendation is stick with the 352 and you're golden. So you have enough to practice with this week, and then in the end you're going to ice your cake, put a border on it, and decorate it with flowers. So I think you're in good shape. Excellent.